Hello, you're watching TelecomTV. I'm Martyn Warwick and I'm talking with Abhi Ingle from AT&T. Abhi, great to see you. Can't believe it's 2 years since we last talked. I still remember it very well indeed. And back then you were up in Seattle and you were in mobility, and now you're down in the valley and you're doing innovation. What's happened?
Very simply put, AT&T places a huge premium on innovation. And in fact, if you look at the environment that we all operate in, as underpinned by the $19 billion minor purchase you witnessed a few days ago, we have to move, act at an incredible speed, and that's what AT&T is doing. So they've created a position called Ecosystem and Innovation. That's what I lead up for AT&T, all of our innovation initiatives. And I'm located in the Valley because that's where a lot of the action is happening, although we have outposts in all the right places.
You said that AT&T is moving fast. I suppose I could say as a journalist, well, there's a first time for everything. Let's be realistic. In the past, the major, from BT to AT&T to any old-fashioned telco you might name, they have been for all sorts of historical reasons. And I know I'm laughing about them, but I understand. So how do you drive innovation under these circumstances?
So it helps, first of all, to have a top-down focus. Our chairman and CEO, Randall Stevenson, is incredibly focused on this being a priority for the company. John Donovan, as you know, who's our head of network and operations and all the CTO functions, came actually from the Valley. That's a little bit different than most of the places, and he is very focused on these areas. And they've taken somebody now who used to be in an operating business and said, go in and incubate new businesses and work and support the different business units you have in doing this. And we're so serious about this, so we've structurally created 5 locations that we call the AT&T Foundries. Okay? Think of them as innovation engineering centers, which are co-located in areas like Palo Alto, Ra'anana in Israel, okay, Atlanta, where our digital life and connected car groups are located, as well as 2 labs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and one focused specifically on physical prototyping of machine-to-machine things.
Okay, well, look, we're talking obviously at a show. We are at Mobile World Congress 2014.
Yes.
The entire world is coming here now, and various new industries are coming in. You seem to be in a prime position to be able to take advantage of that. How do you do it?
Very simply put, the combination of mobile, endpoints and connected devices, right? Everything's going to be connected, everything's going to be computing. You couple that to a flat, fast, IP-based wireless network, which is what we have out here, and then you couple it to cloud infrastructure. And you're going to have every single thing we do change. It's going to change the way we live our lives. It's going to change the way business is done. Every industry will be transformed. That's what our chairman says, right? Think of the mobile smartphone or the tablet as the remote control for your life, or as Glenn Lurie, who heads up our emerging devices business, says, a smartphone on wheels. That's what a car is. And that's why we have specifically targeted the areas that we think we can transform very quickly, and either taken a very deep move into that by setting up dedicated business units like what we have with Digital Life for home security and automation, or connected car, or on the business side what we've done with industrial machine to machine. The other things we've done is we've realized that in a world of this sort, your network can no longer be built for a certain purpose where the assumption is all the apps you own. So we've disaggregated our network into horizontal layers which are now exposed to third parties through APIs. And that makes it a very different network to work with. A lot of people can actually thrive on this network because now it's a platform, right? And we made these journeys start 3-4 years ago. So we already down the path, right? The second thing you said was NFV and SDN. I think you're aware that about 2 days ago, John announced that we are completely digitally transforming our network. AT&T is actually the first large telecom to publicly declare a complete commitment to not just redesigning our network, but the way we run, operate, design, and actually work with third parties, including those might not be traditional telecom vendors. And it's a realization that the world has changed very rapidly.
I was going to come to that point because what also we're seeing is a degree of collaboration that's unprecedented. In the past, AT&T would not have worked with some of the people it works with now. Competition, rivalry made life very difficult and made people rather insular. I can understand the reasons for it in the past, but those reasons are now going because more and more often it's the end user, the customer, the CSP that's demanding the changes rather than being spoon-fed them by the big companies from outside. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So you've got your foundries. How do you pick what technologies and subjects you're going to choose to develop, and how do you proof it when you're doing it? And you have proof points, you have tests, you have trials. How does it work?
So clearly the company has some large strategic thrusts, right?
Sure.
You have digital life, connected car, machine to machine, what we're doing in cloud security, what we're doing in, what we call NFV and SDN, or what we call the user-defined network cloud, right? That's our term for it. What we do is we set up these as domains, and we canvas both internally and externally for companies that can make a difference. And when a company comes in and we are convinced that it can make a difference through looking at what they have to propose, we have a saying inside of the AT&T ecosystem innovation team that says, prototype, not PowerPoint. So if you come in and pitch me, I'm going to say, show me
it.
But when I say show me, it means get your stuff, run it on my OpenStack cloud, and let me see it, dispense the slides. Okay, the slides are enough to get you in. It's not going to be enough to get you through. So we're very focused on doing, and we do so in very rapid cycles, user-centric, design-driven, 6 to 12 weeks agile sprints where we take a kind of coarse prototype, put it in the field, work actually with an end user, if that's the kind of product we're working, or a commercial customer, and then we iterate again on that. So think of it very much in the style of lean startups, start the minimum viable product, right? And we're very focused on that kind of methodology, doing instead of talking, prototype instead of PowerPoint, platform where we can instead of product.
What in the areas you're working at the moment has been of the most surprise to you?
About a couple years ago, we had an Israeli company walk into our offices in Israel and claim that they could do cell handoff between our towers better than our entire network engineering team and Alcatel-Lucent and Ericsson, our suppliers. So that definitely caused a few chuckles because it's a 20-25% company. And in the past, I don't think they would have had a here. But we trialed them, and lo and behold, it appeared to work. And then we thought, when we get in the real world, it's not going to work. That's what the wisdom said. It's not going to scale, right? Which is the classic telco pushback. And it did. And we kept increasing the rollout. Fast forward a year, this company was deployed in 100% of the AT&T network, reduced our drop costs by almost 10%, and our efficiency and utilization by close to a percentage point. Now, I don't need to tell you what a percentage point improvement in AT&T's network does, right? We're talking some major dollars
Absolutely.
out here.
Yeah.
So this company, Intucell, was bought about 4 or 5 months ago by Cisco for $500 million. So it's a very, very good situation for obviously the entrepreneur who I'm delighted for, the company, and for AT&T, because we were about a year and a half ahead. And the only reason this happened is because of the open mindset, the ability to bring in a small company and then actually work with them in the field. And for that, I credit a lot of the people in our network engineering team who are open enough to, kind of take this kind of risk. But it was a risk that paid off. Sometimes they don't always pay off, okay?
No, sure,
But
you
this
can't
is probably
win
one
everything.
of the crazy ones.
Can't win every time. We're running out of time actually anyway, Abhi, but I want to ask you one last question. For the rest of the year, we're in February, end of February 2014. What are you going to be focusing on between now and the next MWC?
So we're going to be doubling down on the prototyping that we're doing, both in terms of trialing innovative new companies in the SDN and NFV space, as well as frankly building our own prototypes in that space. Okay, so stay tuned for that one.
Okay.
We are going to double down on the work that Glenn Lurie is leading for AT&T in the digital life and connected car space. You'll see a lot more stuff coming from us out there. And I think in the industrial internet, I think you've seen announcements with GE, IBM. I can't even begin to tell you how many customers we're working with right now in our M2M lab. It's just fantastic. So I would say those 3 areas are a huge focus. And then of course on the analytics front, and then cloud security is where I would say we are driving it pretty hard between now and next MWC.
Well, I hope we meet before another 2 years. Very interesting stuff indeed. Abhi Ingle, thank you.